Thank you. Am I screen sharing right now?
Yeah, the attendance.
Yeah,
Or the.
So what could you guys see?
we're right now seeing whoever's moving the agenda.
Just the agenda?
Yeah,
Okay, cool. Thank you.
you're welcome. I love you too.
Thank you guys. Thanks for your patience. We just ran into some issues with transit. Yes. Okay, just testing my captions. Okay, great. Yes, sorry. Yeah, we ran into some transit issues, so thanks for your patience. Today is a short agenda. It shouldn't be too long. We're aiming to get everyone out of here by 7:30 max. But yeah, let's get right to it. I heard we already did attendance. Does that mean that we're not to do this again?
I did it.
Does that work for you? Yeah, okay. I'm present, VP internal is present, and then
Sustainable energy.
sustainable energy is also present in person. Okay, let's get right to it. Did you call it to order?
No.
Okay, so I'm gonna call this to order at 5:53 p.m. Starting with the acknowledgement. Respectfully acknowledge that we're situated, the SFSS is situated on is located on the traditional unceded territory of the Coast Salish peoples, including the Musqueam, Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, Coquitlam, and Catsi nations. Unceded means the territories have never been handed over, so or given up by these nations, and we're currently situated on occupied territories. I believe this acknowledges the Burnaby campus. So I also want to acknowledge whatever Indigenous territories we're in today. I'm not sure all of them, but I believe the ones we have on there is for the Burnaby campus. If I'm correct, but if not, I think that captures everything. Let's see. Okay, Catherine says she didn't realize attendance was called. So Sus is present, VP Finance is also present, and then Emmanuel from SOCA is also present. Okay, great. Moving on to consent agenda. Be it resolved to adopt the consent agenda by unanimous consent. Anyone opposed? Anyone has any changes? Okay, I will take that as carried unanimously then. Include.
Sorry, I put my amendments in the chat.
Simmered also consent agenda, not for adopting it. So I'll do that next. I believe, actually, I want to add in some more regrets. I believe there's more. Currently, it only says engineering, but that also includes.
Yes, regrets are the results ratified regrets from the Engineering Science Student Society Counselor, Behavioral Neuroscience Counselor, International Study Student Society, Labor Study Student Society, Data Science Counselor, Molecular Biology and Biochemistry Counselor, Philosophy Counselor, FMISA, and VP of Advanced Student Affairs to the Council September 18th meeting.
Thank you. Okay. And yeah, I'll just have that to the ratification of regrets, and then I'm gonna seek unanimous consent on that. Okay, seeing no dissent, that's carried unanimously. MSU says they're present. Moving on to the adoption of the agenda, we resolve to adopt the agenda as presented. I move. I need a second. Internal. VP internal second. Floor is open for list and amendments. Simmer, go ahead.
Yeah, I just put it in the chat. Do I need to read it out loud?
Yes, please. Just read out the two titles of what you're amending.
FASC at large members appointment and student healthcare committee at large member appointment.
Okay, I'm guessing you move.
Yeah, I move.
I second. Anyone opposed to this amendment? Seeing no dissent, that's carried unanimously. List VP internal, sorry, VP external, go ahead.
Uh, yeah, just adding on the motion to request free transit on the provincial election day. Motion's in the chat. We'll add the file in a minute. I move.
Okay, I second. Anyone opposed to this amendment? Okay, seeing none, that's carried unanimously. VP internal,
I had a list, it is, whereas I put it in the chat, I'm not gonna read it all out loud. It's a very, whereas clause heavy, it's a procedural motion to allow us to have the logistical resources to run referendums in the, fall semester. We're considering doing that and currently looking at, referenda language and various other things. But if we want to do it, we need the procedural stuff from the background to be able to call it, give staff additional logistical resources to prepare for it. So I've got that one. And then Evan and Cameron I'm gonna add after Rishi's list. I'm gonna move my amendment.
thank you. I second. Anyone opposed to the amendment? Okay, seeing none. That's carried unanimously. VP University, VP University,
You just typed council social presentation.
okay, I'm guessing you're moving to amend that on.
Take that as a discussion item.
Okay, I second. Anyone opposed? Seeing none, that carried unanimously. Any other amendments? Don't we have an in-camera to amend?
Yep.
VP external? Sorry, VP internal, sorry.
Sorry, that was just the file related to the
Yes, yes.
motion.
Yep, VP internal,
I'm listing to amend on the camera titles student healthcare plan.
guess you move.
I do.
I second. Anyone opposed to this amendment? Okay, seeing none, that's carried unanimously. I'll also add, I'm gonna list President, to amend on, an in-camera for OOC counselor's resignation. I move, and in a second, VP internal seconds. So is anyone opposed? Okay, seeing none, that's carried unanimously. Any other lists and amendments? Great. I don't see any. So be resolved to adopt the agenda as amended. I move, I need a second. Sorry, yes. Internal seconds, seeking unanimous consent. Seeing no dissent, that's carried unanimously. Moving on to our first item, presentation from SFGU Surge, CSSS, you submitted this.
Yeah, I believe Matt should be able to present. I think he's in the meeting right now.
Matt, are you present?
Yeah, I'm here.
Will you be sharing your screen or anything like that?
Yes. So David is also here. He is the president of, or co-president of Enactus. He'll be sharing his screen.
Also, your volume is really low. I don't know if you need to move closer to the mic. But you're really faint.
Where is it?
Matt?
Hello?
Okay, that's better. The floor is yours. I'm gonna give you guys 5 to 10 minutes and yeah, I'm gonna stop sharing so you can share the screen.
Can I go ahead and just share my screen?
Yes, go ahead, the floor is yours.
Awesome. Hello, counselors. So I'm here to talk to you today about storm hacks and our grant proposal for it. My name is Matthew Wong. I'm the president of SFU Surge, and I'm currently in 4th year computing science.
Hello, my name is David. I'm one of the co-presidents this year for Enactus SFU, and I'll be going to my 3rd year at the BD School of Business later this fall.
Hello, everyone. My name is Cedric, and I'm the other co-president for Next SFU, and I'm currently in my 4th year in business.
Hi, everyone. My name is Savar, and I'm the Vice President of Finance for the Mechatronic Systems Engineering Student Society, and I will be stepping in for the presidents, Rami and Densu, who are unable to attend due to personal reasons.
So a little background about Surge. So the team consists of a whole host of interdisciplinary tech enthusiasts across 5 SFU faculties, and together we aim to engage, empower, and inspire local tech community through innovation, and we do this through workshops, projects, and events such as hackathons.
The MSCSS is a Mechatronic Systems Engineering Student Society which acts to represent the best interests of students in the MSc program. We support our students by directing collaborative events and organizing academic opportunities, such as the Tech Career Fair and engineering workshops.
Enactus SFU is a chapter under the global nonprofit organization Enactus Canada. And Enactus SFU, our main mission is to address social, environmental, and economic needs through our 7 social impact projects and various events and initiatives, ranging from supporting underprivileged youth in Nepal, educating them, supporting the indigenous community's water crisis, upcycling damaged honeycomb, reducing food waste, and various other projects that we have. So Enactus SFU was founded in 1991, and since then has had over 1,200 members involved and have dedicated over 187,000 hours and impacted the lives of over 16,000 individuals. And our mission is to be the student leaders who inspire positive change through innovation and social entrepreneurship to create a more sustainable world.
So obviously, I want to just clarify what is a hackathon. So hackathon is a collaborative event where students come together to solve real-world problems by developing solutions to those problems. It encourages creativity, problem solving, and entrepreneurship. And these events typically last 48 hours and foster teamwork, innovation, and learning in a super high energy environment. Teams are able to present their projects to a panel of judges competing for prizes and recognition. And participants often gain hands-on experience. They can network with peers, companies, and industry professionals while enhancing their skills through programming, design, and project management. So obviously, we're here to talk to you about why. So running a hackathon provides students with the skills and experiences needed to really work in an ever-evolving tech landscape, and hosting hackathons can elevate a school's reputation in the tech community and can also attract very talented students. Hackathons serve as an inclusive environment and welcome students from a diverse background. So we're running this event again this year because we received extremely high demand from students. At our previous event, we received over 800 applications, and this demonstrates a very strong demand and enthusiasm for hackathons. Moreover, this is our 5th iteration of Storm Hacks, and we're hoping for the best. So just to talk about our collaborations, so we're working with MSCSS and Enactus because we want to really enhance the event quality through their input. Working with them has provided a whole host of new sponsorship opportunities because all our clubs come from different backgrounds. And we're able to share the resource and expertise that all of our student groups have through hosting our own events, and we're able to leverage our different skill sets to make this event all the more better and more efficient.
To share a little bit more about what the reasoning behind the collaboration of Enactus, we often find that our projects and most of our community impact projects, we find that business often builds the foundation for a lot of our projects, and it's often that computer science, engineering, and design that kind of help bring these ideas to life. And for example, Aqua Analyzer is one of the many amazing projects we have this year at Enactus SFU. And it's a modular water tester that's developed solely in partnership of students ranging from computer science, engineering to business. And we've designed a water tester that's not only affordable, but it bridges the gap between accuracy and consistency. It allows us to provide a product that is truly game changing. Another example for why this collaboration is so important is another project that we have created this year is called Community Graphs. Community Graphs addresses the significant challenges that immigrants and refugees face transitioning into Canada. Our mission is to provide a comprehensive learning and establishment platform that's dedicated to offering vital resources and fostering a supportive community for newcoming Canadians. We often find that although the government does offer these kind of resources in terms of assimilating into Canadian society, it's often that these resources are scattered and a lack of community is often the reason for the disconnect. And we found that creating an app that centralizes all these resources with the help of students with an applied science background is crucial. And it's because of collaborations like these between Enactus, Surge, and MSESS that allow for innovation that truly creates an impact. StormHacks will allow us to bring together multiple different faculties and engage a large portion of the SVU community with a unique event that will help equip hundreds of students with skills and connections. This event is also an opportunity for us to showcase the number of incredibly talented students we have at SFU to a number of different attending sponsors and firms across Canada.
Now, finally, for the reasoning behind MSCSS joining this collaboration. So mechatronic systems engineering is an engineering discipline with a blend of mechanical, electrical, and computer engineering. This leads to a diverse student community consisting of a variety of engineering students with different interests, skills, and career paths. We also intersect both software and business sectors, as our students can specialize in software positions and take on business roles through the MSc Business Dual Major program offered at SFU. Partnering with Surge and Enactus enhances our network, aligning software, engineering, and business students for better career and academic opportunities, and furthermore, bridges the gap between technology and business. Through this collaboration, we also aim to give MSc a bigger representation within not only SFU's engineering community, but also all of BC, thus increasing MSc and SFU's engineering recognition.
So when and what is StormHack? So StormHacks is SFU's largest in-person 24-hour hackathon. And we have 300 attendees. It's happening in the sub and ASB, split between the day and night portion, and it's happening October 5th to 6th. And we were only able to do this through the support of not only MSc and Enactus, but also the following clubs. So obviously behind this is a super large organizing team. So I have 43 members in SFU Surge and split across 3 different departments.
At Enactus, we have about 30 members that are helping plan this event, and these members consist of different backgrounds coming from applied sciences, computer science, and business, as well as CAT.
The MCSS leadership team consists of 19 students, where each VP is in charge of their own respective portfolios. And for this collaboration, some of the contributing portfolios will be our VP Professional Relations and VP Communications, who will help market the event on all our social media platforms.
So to discuss the run of show, our event has a variety of side events and workshops, and obviously a time for students to create their projects with the support of mentors. So as you can see, we have opening ceremonies in the mornings and a whole host of workshops. And we aim to serve multiple meals so that everyone is well fed, and we'll have snacks provided as well. So during the overnight, where we transition from the sub to the ASB, we'll be serving food to them overnight so that they're still well fed and well hydrated. And we still have a host of side events just to keep them engaged, such as the Kahoot trivia, a resume roast, and a sunrise social. For day 2, hacking period will end. So this is when they have to submit their projects. We'll serve them breakfast when they're coming back into the sub, and then a judging period will commence. We pride ourselves on having industry professionals as our judges, so they can get very up-to-date feedback on their projects, and they're able to network with industry professionals and hopefully progress their education and career. And we'll end off the event with the closing ceremonies, where students are awarded prizes and recognition.
Yeah, so for expenses in 2023, when we ran the event, we had about 170 attendees, and we had a cost of $136 per person. When we ran this event earlier this year, it was about $69 per person with 300 attendees. And this year's projected expenses would be $33 per person for 300 attendees, providing more value to students that are participating. Last year, our last Storm Hacks SFSS funded $15,749, and for this iteration of Storm Hacks, we're requesting $5,690.
And with such a large event, we have several different protocols in place to help us ensure that everyone's safe. All participants staying overnight must complete a Safer Campuses tutorial, which will be delivered via Canvas. Additionally, all event organizers will complete a workshop tailored specifically to them that will provide them with a detailed understanding of boundaries and other risks associated with running overnight events. The ASB sleeping rooms will also be separated in terms of male, female, and non-binary attendees. Additionally, we'll have 2 SFU security guards that will be present during the duration of the overnight portion of the event. And lastly, all meals will be distributed under an executive with a food safe license. That kind of wraps up our presentation. Thank you for listening, and we'd like to open the floor up to any questions.
Thank you, David and Matt. Okay. Let me open the chat. Okay, so floor is open here. Let me I see your list, Jeffrey, but just want to maybe to clarify for everyone, and what is your ask today from council?
May I speak?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So we're specifically requesting $5,690.
Okay. Yeah, could you please display possibly the slide that talks about, okay, yeah. Okay, maybe before I allow all the other lists, I'll turn this over to VP Finance to provide some context. How much did staff approve? Why is this at council, and could you please provide context?
Yeah, sure. So just looking at staff, the Storm Hacks, you guys originally requested that 5,690 amount. Staff gave 3,594. That being said, given $3,000 for food, which is our usual implemented $500 per day per group, security being 500, and supplies being 94. So they're appealing the original amount of 3,594. Also, I just had a quick question. This is a question from staff mostly, but I could just ask on their behalf as well. I know that you guys do Storm Hacks in October. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize my camera's not on. But are you guys going to be doing one in May as well? Because I know you guys did one this May. Are you guys going to be doing 2 again this year? Because that just goes into the consideration of grants.
No, we're not.
Okay, so this is a one and only one for your guys' term this year.
Yes.
Okay, that's good context.
Direct response?
Yeah.
VP Internal, go ahead.
Excellent. Just to clarify, so you did one, so there's one that was done this May, and there'll be one that's done this October, and then so there won't be one again the next May. Like, when will the next one be? It's like, yeah, like
David, Matt, did you guys catch that question?
Sorry, no. Could you repeat that, please?
oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to seek more clarification. So there's a Storm Hacks done in May, and then there's this Storm Hacks done in October, and then there will be one next May.
There will not be one next May.
So when will the next one be?
One of the reasons why we are having it on this date is because we're trying to work on a collaboration and also test out different dates that could be potentially better for students and also for staff with venue. I do not have a set date for the next event, but it will not be the same like fiscal year. It will be next, or I shouldn't say fiscal year. It will not be this like education year. It will be the next.
Okay,
So you're saying starting fall 2025?
Yes.
and to confirm, yes, and it will, but it will definitely happen again next year as well.
Next like education year. So starting fall 2025. Yeah.
Next education year, like.
Yeah.
I think for just context and clarity, we can just let them know where these questions are coming from. Staff was just a little concerned because I think last year you guys did 2 storm hacks, and then we just wanted to look at the combined funding, but just for our exec team, that concern, I guess, isn't as valid anymore just because this is the one and only storm hacks that will be done within our fiscal council year, if that clarifies anything.
VP Internal?
Just to clarify, I believe, didn't the one that happened in May also count in this fiscal year?
Correct.
Just my own understanding. Thought it counted for.
Yes,
So-
the one.
Right. Yeah, that was May storm hacks within this fiscal year.
Correct.
Sorry, I guess the confusion is the part that our council year doesn't overlap with their organization's year. So for them, it's their first time this year. For us, it's the second time.
Correct. I see a list from geography, so I'll take that. Could you say all of that again? You like cracked up. I don't know what you said.
Because your mic, I think your mic is going crazy.
Geography?
Okay, hello. I retract my list. I was just asking about funding guidelines.
Okay. Any other comments on this? Perhaps VP Finance?
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to look at your guys' original grant right now. So when you guys say last year SFSS funded that 15K, does that include your guys' May event from last year as well? Like the 15K was the October and May, like cumulative, right?
Okay. So okay, how do I put this? Last school year,
Yeah.
we had 1 storm hacks in May.
Okay.
And that counts as SFSS's current fiscal year.
Yes.
And we did not have one in October. This is the first time we're shifting dates to October.
Okay, sounds good. What do the other execs think just for now?
Okay, maybe some clarifying questions. How much was approved for the May one this year?
I have it here as 22,000, but that's just from a staff email. So
No, it should be 16,000.
oh yeah, sorry. It's 16,000 for May storm hacks that was approved.
Storm Max, is that correct?
Yeah, so that was the 15,749.
Okay. And then now you're requesting in total 5,690.
Correct.
And okay, and then staff approved 3,594.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think again I will defer this back to your VP Finance because I know you had your calculations that you're trying to help council balance its spendings this year. Because if you combine those 2 amounts from our grant budget, that's making up for 7%. However, they did mention this would be their only request from this what's it called?
Fiscal year. Yeah, I think that's just the main question. Is this going to be like StormX main event, or are you guys going to seek grant funding throughout the year? And by the way, our year would go up till April 30th. So that's kind of the term that we're looking at.
So this is main event.
Okay.
We won't be seeking grant funding for another storm hacks.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
want or will?
They said
Won't.
will not.
I think our
Sorry, Chloe, I didn't catch that.
I'm just saying that the 800 applicants was pretty impressive. It sounds like people are pretty interested in the event.
Yeah, and I think also I want to make the point that this is a collaboration from more than one club. The original concern was the fact that like one club would get a significant percent of our funding, but it's Storm Hacks and Actus. And I think if you guys go back, you listed a couple different clubs in your, I don't know if those are sponsors or something like that. So just as a point of interest, it's not one single club receiving all of this funding.
Is that why it's so much cheaper? You guys pulling from your respective core funding?
Yeah, so each one of, so if we go back to the slide with all the clubs, and what is Storm Hacks? Yeah. So Major League Hacking is an overseeing organization for hackathons globally, and then the rest of these are Faculty of Applied Science and then DSUs or clubs. So they have, I wouldn't say a monetary stake, but they do support our event through hosting workshops, marketing for our event. And then we are, or MSC and Enactus and Surge are all contributing an amount monetarily to the event to get it off the ground. And that's one of the reasons why we're able to ask for a lot less from the SFSS.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's exactly what we've been asking for. So we appreciate that you guys coordinated that. Looks like it's drawing together a lot of different groups, which is awesome. You guys have planned it out pretty well.
Yeah, I just want to piggyback off Chloe. I think overall I would be okay with that 5,600 amount just because again it's representing more than one club and you guys have tried to get external monetary funding and like split that up within different groups. And if you guys are saying that you're not going to have any major grant requests within the next fiscal year of our council year.
Okay, VP Internal.
So I know it was a big priority of the finance team to bring the grant funding back into making more sense, as last year the grant line item in particular had gone significantly over budget. And while yes, you've already done one event this year, I think we do need to take into account that the event has moved when it is, and if we're considering it very similar to the next year's grant, there is some significant, we can see some very serious cost saving measures taken, and just general like for the event costs for like per person and stuff for the event looks pretty good. Like I know something that is also talked about is how grants are supposed to subsidize budgets and not be the entire budget. So seeing that the whole budget is 10,000, the SFSS is subsidizing about half of that. Is another piece that I can see that makes it more or is another point in the grant's favor. I don't know if there's any other comments, but that's all mine.
Okay. Any other list or comments on this? Okay, Catherine. Anyone else? Okay. Okay, I don't see anything. Thank you, David. Thank you, Matt. You can stop sharing now. And council's gonna vote on this later, so I'm sure your C-SSS, I believe, submitted this, could let you know how that turns out. But thank you guys for joining us to present. Of
Amazing. Thank you all for your time.
course.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, I believe there was another presentation. Rishi, please go ahead.
I think I'm supposed to present that for him. He's currently driving, but let me just pull that up if I can. Sorry, he sent it on messages and I'm not able to.
Vice Chair, could you check your email? You should have the presentation as well.
Oh, okay. One sec.
Vice Chair?
If you want to share, I can just speak over it for him. I can't find the actual presentation right now in my email.
Vice Chair, could you check your email and then share your screen?
Vice Chair Simon issues.
Oh,
Did anybody share it with Chloe Arneson? Because I'm logged in on this computer, but if not, then we can't.
It's not letting me like upload it outside of iMessage, but
did you share your screen? I'll forward it to you. Oh, are you joining on your iPad?
I'm on my iPad. I can still share my screen on my iPad. But...
Okay.
Oh, okay. I'll send it into you, Sam. Then I can.
Yeah.
I think present it on your iPad then.
While that's happening, point of order or point of information, I think old business item is missing.
What was supposed to be on there?
The two campaigns for provincial elections, the vacancy control campaign and the Get Out the Vote campaign.
Was that postponed last meeting?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do we have time?
We need staff to work on them, and we can't have that until it's approved.
Yeah, we'll approve it today. I'm just trying to think. Do you have the motions themselves?
Yeah, they're in the chat.
I would move to suspend, add it onto the agenda, do it right now while Rishu and Sim are getting ready.
Joe, you said it's in the chat. Was it the one you amended on?
No, it's just.
Or is this something else?
Sorry, Sam. Are you able to pull it up or?
I am. It's just taking me some time to get it into the right position. I don't normally use Canva on my iPad.
Okay.
While you guys figure that out, I'm gonna move on to this.
It's different.
Chloe, I sent you the presentation.
Yeah, sorry, Sam's doing it. But I think he's almost done.
Joe, could you put the motions you're talking about in the chat?
Is in the chat under old business. It says provincial election campaigning. So those are old business items.
Right, but that's what you amended on today, no?
No, I
So what did you amend on today?
amended on like a free transit letter that's being sent out by Global Shapers Vancouver. So those are two separate things.
I suggest we do this as a side conversation while we should present.
Sure. Go ahead, Simon.
Okay, yeah, just presenting the council social that's coming up for all of you that might not know about it or just need more information about it. You should have gotten a couple emails about it by now, but if you go to the next slide, Sam, you want to go to the next slide? Yeah, so it's on September 27th, so that's next Friday. That's coming up. It'll be from 7 to 9:30 in the ballroom at Burnaby campus, so just inside the sub. Catering from Zaina's Cuisine, and the dress code is black tie formal. For reference, that's like your suit and tie, your more formal dresses, that kind of stuff. And then we have 3 prizes for a raffle through raffle tickets. So that'll be fun. Moving on to the agenda. So there will be a red carpet entrance, hence the black tie formal attire, and a token of appreciation collection. So you'll actually have your photo taken. There's a place for like photo ops, that kind of stuff. Introduction from the MC, who is Ariana, our counselor. Messages from the executive, so just a nice little video and other messages as well. Vision casting, a dinner that will be available to all, again, from Zaina's Catering, and again, the raffle. And then after that, just the networking session with each other, a disco. It's a great way because we haven't had too much in-person council stuff, just to get to know everyone on council, a place for everyone to show up and just network and get to know each other. Next slide. Sam. Oh, I think you missed one. So yeah, just the perks would be getting to know one another. It is exclusive to council only. A lot of thought has been put into this by Rishu's AVP, Ariana, and our counselor. So it would be great for everyone to show up, show face, even if you can just come for a little bit. Again, great prizes, 3 big ones that are going out. And in general, it's a place to get to know each other, dress up, get a couple pictures, get some food, and there will be a token of appreciation for each one of you. And it's a little surprise, but each one of you will be getting stuff catered to you. So it's a nice opportunity for that as well. And you can just RSVP through the QR code next. And if not, you could also go in your emails and RSVP through the link over there. And Sam, if you want to just go to the next slide. And yeah, you can just take a quick minute to pull this up. It's just a quick RSVP based on any dietary restrictions you may have, whether you're attending or not. But we hope to see everyone there. Our entire exec team will try to make it, and we hope to see you all there as well. It should be very fun.
Thanks, Simmer. So, question in the chat, for the purposes of this, we'll not be allowing +1s just because we wanted it to be a space where council get to know each other. And yeah, so for this one, there'll be no +1s, just council and executives. So could you please, Sam, could you share that again for those that don't have and then Simmer or Rishu, could you please also put the sign up link in the chat? We're going to take 5 minutes, and everyone please pull out your phones and fill out those right now.
Yeah, I'm just putting the link in the chat.
As mentioned, everyone's expected to be at this, except of course if there's outstanding circumstances where you can attend, but this would be one of those expectations for council. I see a list from
I just have a question. I just did the RSVP form, and it doesn't actually ask you for your dietary restrictions. It just asks us whether you're coming or not in your program.
I know there was an initial form that went out that was asking for dietary restrictions, but I don't know if they might have edited out of the new form. Rishu, could you speak to this, please?
I don't think he's going to be available to speak right now, and Ariana is also sending regrets. I'm going to try and find that original form.
No, I can speak to this. I'm not sure about this. Ariana has been taking care of this completely. But I'm pretty sure there should be a dietary restriction one. If you could go into your emails and check that out. The first thing that we sent out, that should have the dietary restrictions one. So if you go back to like a month. You should be able to find it.
ISSU, I'm not too sure what you're asking. And link, oh, in the chat. The link is in the chat. Giving people 2 to 3 more minutes to sign up. It is in the chat, but Simran, could you put it in the chat again, please?
For sure. We'll try and find that link with the restrictions. If not, we'll send another email out to the people who have RSVP'd for any further dietary restrictions. But we should have options for everyone.
For those that submitted that do have dietary restrictions, if you can't find the link, just email the VP University and also maybe CC Ariana, which is the MDB counselor. Okay, 2 more minutes and then we will move on from this. Geography.
What council policy mandates attendance at this event?
Again, as I mentioned, council is expected to be there. I didn't say mandatory, I said expected. So except there's excruciating circumstances why you cannot attend. This is part of your duty as council, so. With the intern.
It's a networking, getting to know people, so getting to know counselors, getting to build those relationships allows you to do your job easier. It's not like there's something specific in policy saying we must do a specific social, but I'd consider it quite similar to a continuation of like the council retreat some years have done in the past, where they did like a several day, everyone get together in a room and learn everything, whereas we did it over a more broken up development session type thing. But where everyone could do a learning, but this is sort of the socialization aspect we're trying to work in there.
Yeah, so if you really want a policy, it would be part of our onboarding processes that we're doing and trying to keep council integrated. But if you want a policy, it would be the onboarding policy. And you could also, if you really want to, take it as a emergency council meeting, if you really want to.
Guys, this is free. You don't want to have any fun for free. Do you want us to schedule an event where we sit down and we teach you Robert's rules for like 3 hours? Like, what is this? Come hang out. Dress up fancy, have food. It's gonna be super fun. You get fed. So cute. Like, what is this? Is it mandatory? Is it mandatory?
Thanks, Chloe. Again, thanks to Ariana. I know she's been putting a lot of work into this. I know she's not here, but thank you. Okay, I will move on from this now. Thanks, Sam. You could stop sharing now. Moving on. I think that was all for presentations. I don't believe any was amended on. So reports from committee. Executives. I will start with you can turn.
Reports from executive.
Yeah. Sorry, VP Equity.
Oh, I mean, we're all basically on the events committee right now. It's been pretty all hands on deck for kickoff. Helping out a lot around there. Starting next steps and planning for the management hiring process. working on some campaigns that we'll be presenting to you very shortly.
Thank you. VP Events is not present. VP External.
Yeah. A lot of sponsorship stuff for the fall kickoff, I think. But also ramping up from the provincial elections, working with different universities. Had a press conference recently with TransLink advocating for transit. Yeah, just getting ready for the big campaigns coming up for provincial elections, basically.
Thank you. VP Finance.
Yeah, with the AGM coming up, our finance report is due just at the beginning of October, so working on that, just regarding what the last fiscal year was about financially. Also, the referendum that's coming up soon in the fall with the fee increases and the dental stuff, working on that. And by the end of November, we're going to have to submit sort of a finalized draft of what next year's budget's going to look like with increases, decreases, all that kind of stuff. So just working on every line item individually in that respect.
VP Internal.
My updates. So a lot of going to clubs day, supporting the kickoff, and getting people excited about that. I also attended 3 of the Prosh events that happened last week. Well, 2 Prosh events in Week of Welcome. Shout out Science. You can guess which faculty I'm in. But I also attended the ComSci and engineering Prosh for at least a little bit. And then other big things I've been working on are discussions around the referendums, the timing, the scheduling, and various proposals and ideas, some of which are going to be discussed later on in the meeting.
Thank you. VP University.
Yeah, basically, first of all, I'll go backwards. This is the way I like to do it. I forgot stuff. So, basically, one thing we did is me and Emmanuel together got a sponsorship for the fall kickoff. That's one thing we did. Clubs days. And then I've been working on a lot of campaigns, such as the priority enrollment for Indigenous students, my SSP promotions, and we have an allergy-friendly food drive coming up. So those are the 3 major ones. All of these projects are basically in their second phase. So I've been working on that and meetings here and there, meeting university people, and that's all that is coming to my mind just right now. Yep.
Thank you. Then for myself, couple of meetings this week, both with folks from SFU, internally at the SFSS as well. And then did a bunch of interviews as well. And then I have some meetings with staff. And then the usual emails and day-to-day responsibilities of signing checks, approving things, and then oversight on kickoff as well, which is this Friday. Yeah, that's about it. I will move on to, I would say management, but management is not present today, but I don't think there's anything there either. Any specific reports from committees that council needs to know about?
Just an announcement. Governance and members meeting planning committees are starting out next week. You should receive the invites for those.
Thank you. Okay, moving on. Was there any discussion items amended on or no? No, right? Okay. I'll move on to old business. It's in the chat, so I'll just read it from the chat, and then Simran, once you're doing it, if you could just, thank you. Joe, is it just one motion?
One motion for two campaigns, yes.
Okay, sure. So yeah, our business reads provincial elections campaigning, whereas external EEC committee reviewed campaigns promoting voting efforts for BC's provincial elections day on October 19, 2024, whereas EC has recommended the SFSS joint vacancy control issues voting campaign along with UBC and UBC Student Society. Whereas ECA has recommended that the SFSS join the Get Out to Vote campaign along with the BC Federation of Students and Alliance of BC Students. Members of the SFSS join the aforementioned provincial election campaigns. I move, and in the second.
External.
It's your project, I'll let you second. External seconds. Anyone opposed or has a list of questions? Okay, seeing none, I will take this to a vote, seeking unanimous consent on this. If you wish to abstain or dissent, please signify.
Hold on. I abstain.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Okay, seeing none, that's carried unanimously with one abstention to be noted from Geography Counselor. Moving on to new business, I guess. And this is the motion for the presentation earlier, and it reads. And it's funding for Storm Acts 2024, whereas as a surge in Actis and MSESS plan to hold the Storm Acts event for October 15th to October 6th, offering a collaborative experience where students can form teams to solve real world problems by creating innovative technology-based solutions. Participants from various fields such as design, tech consulting, project management, and software development together intensely over the course of the event to develop and present these ideas, whereas SF Search has successfully visited some arts for the last 5 years, and whereas they will need financial support above what staff and admin can approve, whereas SF Search is requesting $5,690 to support their events. Result that council approves spending up to $5,690 from line item.
I think that might be 5,000 G.
5,000 G to go towards supporting their event. I move. I need a seconder.
I can second.
VP Finance second. I'll just make a friendly amendment to change 5,000 K to 5,000 G. VP Internal.
Can we get a double check from the line items? Because know there's like grants line item for student unions and line item for clubs. I believe I'm not sure if they're 100% the same.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
You might be right. Let me double check that.
I might be wrong, but I just
No, I think
we're taking it back to location.
Who submitted this motion? Did it staff have an oversight?
It was submitted by a counselor. But
oh, okay.
I think because CSSS submitted it, it would go under G, but let me just double check that.
Right, but it's SF Search that's requesting the amount.
Yes.
Oh, right.
I'd say it probably should come from the club's line item, but
sorry, I'm just trying to find it. Is there any staff that could speak on this? I know Sindhu is not here. Yeah, 5,000 G is student union.
The thing is, like, I submitted this, and the thing is, when I asked Chit Ranch, he told me 5,000 K.
Oh, okay.
It might be 5,000 K. I'm not 100%.
Because I asked Chit Ranch before, I'm like, so CSSS is submitting it, but it's for Surge, and I didn't know what the line item was. So he himself said 5,000 K to me.
Yeah.
So this was given to me by CSSS, and then there was no line item, so I went to Chit Ranch.
It's no one's being blunt here. We're just trying to make sure we have
it's no problem.
exactly.
I can't find it for some reason. It's not in the club's budget or the consolidated. I think, can we just leave it for 5,000K for now and then amend it if necessary later? Because I think Chitron should probably know where it would come from. Is it okay to just move on with 5,000K for now?
Sure, but the motion will still need to come back if that's not the correct one. But
Yeah, I'm trying to find the club. I can't even find a 5,000K anywhere. Clubs are 4,000.
Yeah, sorry.
Ayo?
Just a proposal.
Clubs line up.
I'm
The
just
club
thinking.
line item is 4,000G. It's clubs grant funding 4,000G, not 5,000K.
I'm thinking that if need be, we can just how do I put it? We could top up if this is not the right line item, we could just top up with it. We just use the correct line item to top it off if we need to.
It's okay. I have it right here. I can share screen if you guys need it, but it should be 4,000G. Clubs grant funding grants under clubs funding for club expenditures. And I think Micah is saying the same thing in the chat. I can share screen for reference if you guys need it. Oh,
no, it's okay. Are you saying 4,000G?
Yes, so 4,000G under clubs funding under grants. So club grants funding. It's the one with the total of 190K in the 2023-2024 budget.
Do you know how much of that line item has been spent?
No, I wouldn't right now. Samaya could speak to that. I can talk to her tomorrow regarding it.
Internal?
Yes. There's been some discussions, but 4,000G is where it's historically come from. I know there's been discussions on whether or not that is proper for us to do that. I think in this case, we should do that, and then for the next council meeting, can we get an update on just the general financial situation as well, on where our accounts are? And then just as a regular council update.
Yeah, so you're requesting that it be out of 4,000G right now or 5,000G?
4,000.
4,000? Okay, yeah, and I can speak to staff regarding an update on the expenditure for this year.
Sure. So I'm gonna make a friendly amendment to replace 500K, sorry, 5,000K with 4,000G. Okay, I'm going to seek unanimous consent on the motion itself. This is to approve SLOMAX 5,690. Okay, seeing no dissent, that is carried unanimously. Moving on, Joe, I think you had a motion amending.
Yeah, that was for just a second. Yeah, that was for requesting free transit. So Global Shapers Vancouver has a letter going out signed on by different groups saying that they're advocating for free transit on voting day to promote voting. And that's basically the motion. Do you want me to read that out?
Yeah, where is it? I can't find it.
I can resend that in the chat. Just a second.
Yeah, please. Okay, the motion reads, whereas, SFSS is promoting get out to vote efforts for BC's provincial election day on October 19, 2024, whereas Global Shippers Vancouver is advocating for free transit and voting day to tackle diminishing voters turnout. Whereas ECA has recommended the SFSS Council sign the letter requesting free transit on BC provincial election day to promote voters turnout. Be resolved the SFSS Council to sign this letter. I need a seconder.
External.
External, floor is open to lists and discussions. Did you have any more context to add about the letter? As counselors, could you guys see the letter? In the
I
chat?
can see it, yes.
Are there any questions or concerns?
Yes, isn't it addressed to the Ministry of Transportation? Are they the correct people to direct this to?
Correct. Or, I mean, translate should also be somewhere in there, but I don't know.
Sorry, I probably missed out on who it was addressed to.
It's addressed to the Minister of Transportation, but Jeffrey is asking that, is that the correct person this should be going to?
I'm assuming so.
TransLink shouldn't be in the mix of this?
We do have good relationships with TransLink. I can ask them personally.
Right, but this is not our letter. He's saying that the letter should also be addressed to TransLink.
I can suggest that to the people who wrote the letter, but this is what was forwarded to us.
Correct. Okay. Any other comments or discussion on this? Rishi?
My question is who wrote the letter?
It's on the top. Global Shippers Vancouver. Any other questions?
Sorry, just a direct response to your issue. Global Shapers is a worldwide organization. They have a Vancouver community, so they have local communities based within localities, and Vancouver just happens to be one where they have a local chapter. And the letter's been signed by other student unions and non-partisan groups such as Democratic Exchange and BC Poverty Reduction. So I think it's a good group of people to be aligned with.
Great. Any more comments? Okay, seeing none, I will take this to a vote, seeking unanimous consent. If you wish to abstain or dissent, please signify. Okay, seeing no dissent, that's carried unanimously.
Thank you.
Yes, Sam, do you want this motion post in camera? Because isn't this related to?
We'd have to do it either way.
Okay,
But
because this is saying it's proceeding regardless, which is the subject of the discussion.
but this is also it's also just a procedural step. It doesn't matter if we do it or not. It's just setting up a timeline and
Sure.
it's proposing a timeline.
Sure. Do you want to read it?
Yep. So the motion is whereas bylaw 16.36 referendums may be proposed alongside with general and by-elections of the society as per elections policy. Referendums are expected to follow the same timeline as elections, whereas the society is considering referendum question language and timeline, and the timeline calls for the notice period and nomination period before the language needs to be finalized. Whereas calling the fall referendum period will ensure staff with more logistical resources, whereas it is not a requirement that council proposes a referendum for fall 2024. Be resolved that council approves calling for a fall referendum period. And then it outlines the timeline with the notice of motion being September 30th to October 7th, 2024. Nominations being October 8th to October 2nd. And then the campaign period being October 23rd to November 6th, 2024, and then the voting period being November 7th and 8th. I move, can I get a second? Oh, not my thing to say, sorry. I move.
Leave internal seconds. Any discussion, comments?
Can I provide some context?
Go ahead.
So the reason that this motion is proposed right now is because Tiago, is your question on my motion or on the translate motion? Oh, okay. I'll just continue to recombine that. It's pretty much just a procedural step allowing us to officially go through the notice of motion and timeline for referendum, allowing a more expedient hiring of the IEC and allowing like staff resources to start officially working on setting up a potential referendum. It's not really a step that requires that much resources, and it's not something that binds us to doing a referendum. It just officially states when the referendum period would be if we received any referendum questions or approved any ourselves in the referendum in the nominations time period, or for council can approve and can and has approved them in the past before the beginning of the referendum period. It just is something that keeps the ball rolling and ensures that all of our options are still on the table while we consider any potential referendums, or if there are other groups who are interested in doing a referendum. I don't know, if someone wants to put forward a referendum that changes the logo color, for example, or other concerns that students might have. It gives people an opportunity to pose referendums within our policy, but like primarily this is being proposed as a logistical and timeline measure to prep and lay the groundwork so we are able to do a campaign within the time frame without binding us to doing anything in particular.
Thank you, Sam. Question, correct, ISSU. This is relating to that and many more. Well, and one more.
This is the first step if we want to do that. We have to call for the official timeline and set that out so that everyone staff can be prepared officially and that kind of thing.
Any other comments on this? Okay, I'll take this to a vote. Seeking unanimous consent. If you wish to abstain or dissent, please signify. Okay, seeing no dissent, that's carried unanimously. I believe that was it for motions. If that's the case, I will be going in camera. Clears off to the camera for the remainder of the meeting. I move. I need a seconder. Internal VP Equity. Anyone opposed to this? Okay, that's carried unanimously. Thank you, Simmer. I could message you once we're done. Vice Chair, could you please take out or put in the waiting room any staff that's in the meeting online that shouldn't be in camera?
Now recording.
Thank you. Just for the record, I moved to go ex camera and our week internal, seconded that and that was carried unanimously.
There was a piece from geography counselor saying that we had another in-camp piece.
I don't think that was a question. I think it was just a comment. That's why.
Yes, I just don't see why we're going ex camera if we have more things to talk about.
Sorry?
If we have another thing to talk about, I don't see why we're going ex camera.
Right, I said I was gonna postpone that to next meeting.
Okay.
Yeah, because you don't have quorum.
It's also not urgent.
And it's also not urgent, yeah. Okay, I believe there's no notice of motions. Q&A, are there any questions for today?
Did we do Joel's thing?
Yes, we did. Are there any questions before I bring this to a close? Yeah. Okay, I don't see any announcements. For those of you that have not filled out the new committee went to me, or I believe that's the platform being used. For those that have not filled it out, please get those in. So that committees could figure out the new meeting time. And then again, for those that have still not signed up, please get your RSVPs in for the council social, which is next Friday. No, yes, next Friday. Yeah, I think that was it. For those that stayed all the way, thank you guys. I think. Yeah, thank you for staying. I know it was a longer meeting. But yeah, thank you for staying back. This is important stuff that we need to cover. I know it's could be the boring stuff, but these are really, really important stuff that's integral to our mission as a student society. So thank you for wading through. Iago, is that a question?
Yes, I would just like to know if next council meeting will be in Vancouver.
So again, maybe I should address that as well. I know a lot of people have questions about why Surrey today. If you go read our bylaws, it's actually, we're supposed to have a council meeting at least at one of our each campus locations. So that's why today was at Surrey, and it just happened to work out perfectly because today was also Surrey's Club Day. So that's why today was in Surrey. I don't know about next week being Vancouver, but at some point we will be doing the Vancouver campus for those that live in Vancouver, and for council to also attend. Also, I strongly recommend you guys come out to Surrey or Vancouver whenever next we do it. I know maybe Burnaby is closer for people, but yeah, we have this room booked for council today, and it would be good for people to come out and check that out. But yes, at some point we will be doing Vancouver campus. Not too sure when yet, but we'll let you guys know. I see a list from Tripoli.
Hi, just relating to that really quickly. I really hope this doesn't come off as rude, but would it be possible to get like a little bit more notice for next time we switch to like Surrey campus or Vancouver campus or whatever? Because I feel like we literally just got the email yesterday and it kind of feels like it came out of nowhere.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the pieces we were waiting on was the booking confirmation. And we got that, as soon as we got that, we sent out the email. So next time, of course, we could try to get those out at the same time that the agenda should be going out, which is usually a week before, or at least a week or close to that before the actual meeting. So yes, next time we'll try our best to let you guys know way in advance. But this time we're just waiting to confirm the details for the room booking. That's why. And then for, I think it was Grayson, for dress code,
Just Google like black tie formal.
yeah, or just, yeah, to be honest, anything formal, I think you'd be more than fine. It's, yeah, anything formal
We're
works.
also not gonna kick you out, so like, don't stress out about it, but I think we're just trying to make it fancy.
Yeah, just have in mind, it's gonna be a nice fancy event, and just come in your formal and best fits. Yes, yeah, but I think that was it. But again, thank you guys for waiting through. I'll probably be sending out an email to council tonight. I think it was very disrespectful of councilors to just drop out tonight. Our official time to end council is actually 8:30. The council is supposed to run for 3 hours. I get that we usually run less than that, but this time is actually 8:30. And for those that did leave without letting us know, I will be following up on those people as well. But again, thank you guys for staying through. If there's no more questions, I will bring us to a close. Okay, I don't see anything. Be resolved to adjourn the meeting at what time is it?
8:15.
Oh, perfect. 8:15. I need a seconder, internal seconds. Anyone opposed? Okay, seeing none, that's carried unanimously. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for staying, and we will see you next Wednesday. Yeah.